For 1,000 years there's been a fish market on this part of the Thames, the biggest and busiest inland fish market in the world. On the surface it's just a place for buying and selling fish.
How about some of these? Lemons? Very large. Large lemons? No, over there. Large place finished.
The buyer comes round, there's some kind of hidden understanding, and the merchant sells him the fish. That's what happens on the surface. But underneath there's a society with so many layers, it takes a lifetime to understand it.
Well, I don't think anybody will ever understand it. You just come and do your buying, the porters take the fish out.
Every day, 250 tonnes will be hurried in, then carried out on its way to caterers, fish shops and restaurants. Billingsgate Market is the quickest way yet invented of getting the fish out of the sea and onto the table, and the most profitable. And it's as rich in character as its characters are rich. Now, you're a merchant, aren't you?
Yes.
It's very difficult to understand this place if you're an outsider, isn't it?
Yes. Well, you see, we're wholesalers. And we serve the restaurants, hotels and shops.
Tell me, do you like fish?
I love it. I mean that. I don't eat meat.
You eat fish the whole time?
Yes.
Not any meat?
I've never eaten meat.
So you're a bit of a fanatic, really, aren't you?
Well, if you like to call me that, but I'm very usual, you know. Usual kind of bloke.
They tell me around here there's a Billingsgate language too.
Yes.
And it's rather spicy.
Well, yes, of course. It's bound to be, isn't it? Sorry. Yeah, with the banker's card.
Only with a banker's card, eh?
Well, we don't know the lady, do we? We've never seen her before.
It looks chaotic, but it's a well-oiled machine. Neither the process nor the building changing at all for a century. The offices, the toilets and the drains are 101 years old. The ice store is so run down that they joke about it. If it thawed out, they say, the whole lot would fall apart. Do you like fish?
Not really. Yeah, a bit about once a week, that's about it.
Well, so you don't really like them? But you work here.
It's a job, isn't it?
But mainly they're worried about the traffic. A fish market is dependent on loading. 40 years ago, the fish came by river, but today it comes by road. Every morning, Lower Thames Street grinds to a halt as the fish traffic and the early morning rush hour collide. What's it like out there?
It's very awful. It's a wonder that nobody's been killed, you know, while we're doing our work. You've got to keep dodging the traffic. Ever since I made it a ministry road, I did leave it open for us once, but no more.
What are you eating?
I'm eating a bit of a crab shell. The inside of the crab, actually.
You like fish, eh?
Yes, I like fish. You want it?
I'll try a little bit. Very nice, isn't it?
It's very good.
It's now almost certain that within the next 3 years the market will have to move to a new site in the West India Docks. At present, the market's in the way of a road development scheme, so from the point of view of the planners, a move would be convenient, and for the fish merchants. Aren't you worried, though, that the business will drop? I mean, it's further away from the centre of London.
Well, we know this is the ideal site for a fish market. We've got all roads, this is the hub of the world. But it's no good staying here if we can't work. And the site that we've got is only 4 miles away. Access north, east and south is better than what it is here.
There's some resistance, though, isn't there?
Well, there's a little resistance. Naturally, after you've been on one site for this number of years, no one wants to pick up and move away, naturally. But members are beginning to realise it's a case of having to.
While their heads tell them to move, their hearts say stay. When a serious vote was taken, it was almost unanimous for going. But still they grumbled on the shop floor. In a money-orientated world, they're worried about character.
Well, it's progress, and it's all the time it's got to go.
You don't sound too keen.
No, not really, because I think if it goes, it's like all these other markets, they die.
You want this place to move, do you?
No, I certainly don't.
You don't?
No.
Even though you're being run over half the time?
Well, we'll learn to dodge it after all these years.
Why don't you want it to move?
Well, directly you move, you lose the environment and the whole place. You've heard about Covent Garden going to the 9 Elms, haven't you? And what's that worth now? You're losing money hand over fist, week after week, week after week.
Yeah, but the new place will be efficient, roomy, you won't have the traffic.
Oh, that's the only good thing about it.
Well, that's a lot of good things, though.
Yeah, but will the trade go back to it? Will people go back?
This is a cubby little hole, isn't it, really, for the amount of people in it, and that's a little bit, you know, big. And you sometimes lose contact, don't you? Lose the sort of atmosphere, I think.
Will you go down there?
Or, of course, my living.
At present, nobody's certain who will pay the £6 million necessary to convert this 13-acre site at the West India Dock into a bustling fish market. The merchants have asked the Ministry of Agriculture, but the Department of the Environment have suggested the City of London Corporation should finance the scheme out of the profit of redeveloping the old site. That's if permission can be obtained for knocking down the historically interesting old building. The crucial question is what will happen when the merchants move to the lonely space of the West India Docks. Will the busy profitability of fresh fish move as well, or dissolve into frozen fish fingers and containerization? Is the character of a place about the buildings or the people? And can it be transferred? At the moment, this is just 600 feet of dereliction and pigeons droppings. Billingsgate in the City of London has character to spare, just enough perhaps to bring life back into the docklands.